Hi, this is Daniel Beaumont and welcome to another episode of Get Published TV. This is the only dedicated show on the internet to help you to write, publish and market your own best-selling book. Well, thanks for tuning in for another episode. Today we're going to be talking about how to create an audio book. Well, before we talk about the how, let's talk about the why. Why would you want to take your book and turn it into an audio book? Well, there's of course a number of reasons why you would want to do it. The first thing is it opens up a new potential market for you. There's a whole lot of people out there that find it either difficult to read or they're very, very time poor. So if you can offer your information in a different format, then you're going to open up a whole new market and a whole new audience for people that would buy an audio book but wouldn't actually buy a physical book. The other thing that you can do is you can use it to actually increase your average dollar sale when you're actually selling it. And what I mean by that is if you have both a book and also an audio book as well, either on CD or MP3, then when you're actually selling them, you can sell them together as a package. So if this book would normally sell for $20, what's interesting is that audiobooks normally sell for a little bit more. They maybe sell for, say, $25 or $30, or sometimes even more than that, depending on how specialized the information actually is. So if you're selling them both together, if you could only sell this for, say, $20 and this for maybe $30, you could offer two of them for $40, and many people actually take both. So immediately, if you're selling your books at live events or you're selling them directly from your website, you can give people the opportunity to either order physical book, $20, this at $30, or they can get both for say $40 or $45. So it's a way you can increase your average dollar sale. So there are lots and lots of reasons why you would want to do it, and there's also another big reason, and I'm holding this reason in my hand right now, and it's the expansion of handheld mobile phone devices, which also now double as MP3 players. Now, most people would be familiar with, of course, the iPhone, but now there's a whole series of different phones, what we sometimes would call smartphones, Blackberries, the LG, Nokias. Now, they all have inbuilt MP3 players. Now, the biggest store currently at the moment is of course iTunes. So you can go to iTunes now and you can search for audio books, and you can actually purchase these. And if you're not actually getting a physical product, then these are normally sold for a little bit less, but there's no delivery costs whatsoever, and a lot of that is profit other than the little fee that you have to pay to iTunes. And what that means then is that people actually are consuming a lot more information, because they may say, well, it's going to take me too long to actually read the book, but I can access the book either whether that be fiction or non-fiction while they're driving in their car, or while they're going in the bus to work, or on the weekends, or while they're walking the dog. So this is now, before handheld devices and MP3 players weren't really mainstream. Now, because they're in people's mobile phones, they are mainstream, and almost every person has an MP3 player now. And this is going to be becoming more and more important to people to actually have their books in both written form and also in audio form. Now, how do you actually go about doing it? Well, there's two different ways that you can go. This video now is going to explore method number one, and tomorrow I'll come back and I'll talk about method number two. Method number one is quite simply do it yourself. That's right. So you're going to do it yourself. Now, how do you do it yourself? Well, it's very, very simple. First of all, you do not need to hire a recording studio. In fact, that'll be one of the dumbest things that you would probably want to do, because recording studios are so expensive. They're normally somewhere between $150 to $200 per hour, and quite frankly, you just don't really need it anymore. So what you would probably want to do is invest in a decent quality microphone that would then plug straight into your computer, either into the microphone jack, or what you could do is get one that's a bit more fancy that plugs directly into the USB port. So you can go down to your local electronics store, or you need to really go to a specialized electronics store, or you can search online either through eBay or just through Google about what's often called a podcasting microphone. And a podcasting microphone will just plug straight into your USB your USB jack in your computer, and sometimes they'll have a stand, sometimes they might even have a little cover, and that will ensure the sound comes through nice and clear. And the rest of it is basically just common sense. Make sure the dogs aren't barking, make sure you're not doing it in the middle of the day if you live on a busy road. Just find a quiet place, and then you're going to start to read your book. Now, you need the hardware, which is of course the microphone, and you also need to have some software. So if you have a Macintosh computer, then you'll have a program that's built onto your computer, which is called GarageBand. So you can use GarageBand as a program. If you're working with a PC, then you might need to get some software. There's a whole bunch of different ones out there. The one that I've heard is probably the best is called Audacity. So that's the name of the program. It's called Audacity. I believe it's free, otherwise it's very low cost, maybe $30, $40, and you own that software, and then that gives you the ability to edit the audio. So if you make a mistake, like you say an or an R, or there's a fighter jet that flies overhead and you want to redo the last 20 seconds, then you can just literally, it's as simple as highlight and then delete, and then you just record it again. It's very, very simple to do. And then it's just a matter of, once you've read the whole book, and what you probably want to do is actually do it in sections. Maybe you're going to do chapters at a time, so you may make those different files. So you just go through and read a chapter, and then the next day you read another chapter. It may be hard to do it all in one sitting, so you're probably going to break it up. And then once you've got all of those there, then you can easily then take all those files and basically stitch them back together, so then you've got one piece. Then what you can do is you can just add in a little bit of what we would call, sometimes I call it in-out music or top and tail music. And that's basically some royalty-free music that you're going to put at the beginning. And you might say, hello, this is Dale Beaumont, the author of such and such book, and you're now listening to an audio book of the title, and then you can just get into it and start reading. But that's music that will go at the beginning, music that will go at the end, and what you may want to do is put maybe 5 to 10 seconds worth of music in between each chapter, just to break it up a little bit. The best way to learn about how to do this is to probably go to iTunes and to actually download one of the audio books on there, and just get a bit of an idea about how they're actually done. There's another website that you can go to, which is called Audible.com, and that website actually has a whole bunch of audiobooks on there. Again, buy 1 or 2 or 3 maybe in your category, so you can learn something at the same time, see how they're done, and then you can easily duplicate it yourself with a few basic tools. You can get those microphones I was telling you about for $100, maybe $200. They're very inexpensive, and the software is free or next to free, and then you are up and running. Also, if you want to learn how to actually use these what we call audio editing tools, this audio editing software, then you go to YouTube, type in how to use Audacity into YouTube, and there'll be tons and tons of training videos on there from people that are actually showing you what to do. That's how I learn how to use software. As I go to YouTube, I type it in, and almost every time someone's created a video teaching you how to actually use it. So there's an inside tip there that'll save you a lot of time and a lot of money. So method number 1 is do it yourself. Method number 2, which we're going to come back and explore tomorrow, is about how you could get somebody else to do it for you. Okay, so depending on some stuff I'll talk about tomorrow, you may want to go the second way. All right, so that wraps up today's episode. I'm sure you've learned something new, how to create an audio book. It's certainly something that will give you another product based on that same information, which is great. And it will, by having 2 products, of course, it'll position yourself in the marketplace as even more of an expert or more of a prolific author, and it will really help you to take your writing and your publishing career to the next level. This is Dale Beaumont from Get Published TV. Leave us your comments. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Hello. Hey there.